This is your dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. Starting from humble beginnings, Nick has been beating the markets for over 2 decades. He shares with you his take on the profitable trades that will have you moving towards financial freedom in no time at all. To see an in-depth review of his track record and much more, go to inthemoneystocks.com. Welcome to another dose of daily market wisdom with Nick Santiago, Master Trader. Today is May 22nd, 2020, and this is show number 40. So we made it to 40 episodes, Nick, and we're doing this after the close of trading on Friday, and it's probably a good idea. It was a dull day today, kind of like watching paint drying.
Yeah, that's generally what we're going to expect right before a long weekend. In fact, I think the action today was very encouraging because you have a lot of negative news coming out of China. The markets closed positive into a long weekend. Remember, the markets are going to be closed on Monday for Memorial Day. So it was a really, a good session for the markets overall. Volume was light, that's to be expected. But the reality of it is markets did not sell off before a long weekend, especially with all the geopolitical events going on. And that's a very, very positive sign going forward.
Yeah, and it looks as if in the country we've hit a tipping point where even these governors, whatever their motivation might have been, they're now kind of throwing in the towel and saying, we got to let things open up.
Well, I think it's the people, and the people are starting to not wanting just an open up, but they're starting to wake up. And people are realizing, hey, virus, no virus, whatever it is, if we're not working, things are going to get really, really dire. And that's really the true reality of it is you see a lot of these uprisings going on in all these different places. And I think these governors are starting to say, hey, I'll be out of a job before I know it if I don't get this economy going again.
Yeah, so whatever their motivation may have been, which we could speculate on, but it doesn't really matter why they did what they did. The point is that they know at this point they got to move ahead, and we got to get back to some semblance of normalcy.
Well, whatever the motivation was, and we could just say what it was, it's political. And the bottom line is, if you just continue to play politics, you'll be out of politics. And I think that's the reality of it for them now.
Yeah. So economic reality is that you can't just shut places down. You can't just tell people your business is not essential and go take a hike. And you see like thousands of businesses, 100,000 businesses at least around the country, literally just put out of business by the government.
It's a sad state of affairs to say that's exactly what happened, but that's truly what happened. And, looking back at this, and we could put the blame on a lot of people, but the reality of it is that you have these so-called experts out there that are in the medical field telling the government really what to do and dictating it to them, and the government listening to them. And, it should have been done completely opposite. But we're not going to play Monday morning quarterback here. Right now, the important thing is that economies are starting to open up, and you're starting to see really businesses come back. And a lot of them are coming back very, very quickly, and that's a good sign.
Yes, definitely. And so, as far as the market action today, any of the sectors we've been touching upon react at all?
It was really a quiet day. I mean, nothing really moved all that much, and that's what I kind of expected on a day like today, barring any geopolitical events. But truth be told, I mean, that's normally what you get ahead of a holiday. Things are starting to calm down. People are getting a little bit less worrisome, and that's a good sign by traders today. I actually like the action that I saw today. I was traveling, so I didn't really get to see all of it, but the little bit that I was following, it looks encouraging. I mean, we have a decent day overall. NASDAQ carved out a positive session. The S&P finished up a few ticks. The Russell 2000 green again, and remember that represents small cap companies in the United States, so that's a very encouraging sign as well.
Right, and then the Dow is off by a nominal amount, nothing even worth mentioning.
Down 9 points. That's nothing.
Yeah, that's flat. So when we're looking at precious metals, gold had another up day after getting slammed yesterday. You think we're hitting that consolidation phase?
Oh, for sure. We're definitely putting it in, and we've been talking about it on the program here that that's what needs to be done. And ultimately, we could get a lot more backing and filling. I'd love to see gold consolidate for 2-3 months. That would be the best thing that could happen if you're looking for upside.
Right. So 2-3 months. Interesting. So what lies ahead here? Do we just kind of wait till Tuesday, try to get an idea of the direction of the market, or is this really like sell in May and go away?
Well, it hasn't been a sell in May and go away. It's been a sell a couple of days and come back in. So I see more of the same. I think right now we're in a backing and filling period where you're going to get these nice little rallies, then you'll pull back. You'll notice also if you follow the S&P 500, the next big level is going to be that 3,000 psychological number to get through. Right now, we're just underneath it. So markets at the moment, they're going to try to test that, but it doesn't go through. But the longer you consolidate below it, when it does go through, the more emphasis and power it will have.
Right. So we're getting close to that key psychological 3,000 mark. And so we're going to see, like, you thinking this summer we're going to see more volatility or just kind of dull, trendless markets?
There'll be some periods of volatility. I think, we never know really what we're going to look forward to, right? We don't know what's going to come out geopolitically. We have no idea so there are a lot of unknowns, but markets love to climb the wall of worry. And that's why I'm still positive the markets right now. So yes, we're into a big resistance point. There's a lot of resistance overhead, meaning just above us at 3,000 and a little bit higher than that. But overall, I love what the markets are doing. They're just chopping around and they're going sideways. And when you see that, there's usually no problem in the marketplace and they can actually continue to climb. So, it'll take time. Like I said on yesterday's program, I'd love to see the markets go sideways for 2-3 weeks here.
Yeah. So that would be a welcome kind of consolidation.
Exactly.
So, all right. Well, hey, I guess we're just going to have to see what happens on Tuesday. We'll make this a short one. Just go over to inthemoneystocks.com, take a look at Nick's site, his trading, and the offer is available to you now. And don't forget to follow the Twitter feeds at ITMS, at Nick Santiago01, and at Kerry Lutz. Any questions or comments, email us. Nick, we will catch up with you on Tuesday. Have a great holiday weekend.
Thank you, Kerry.
This concludes another episode of Daily Market Wisdom with Master Trader Nick Santiago. For more information, go to inthemoneystocks.com and see Nick's full trading record, or check out the Twitter feeds at ITMS and at Nick Santiago 01.